Hello again, Spuds McCrafters. Megan here with another episode of Recovery Crafting. Today I've decided to jump on the PPE bandwagon. As I live in a hotspot state, we have officially been given the go-ahead at work to wear face masks. So today we are going to do a very quick, very simple, oh crap, I'm caught in the middle of a pandemic and you can't find face masks anywhere, but I need to leave the house face mask out of a bandana. Of course, I love bandana crafting, so don't move your butts. Okay, before we get into bandana face mask crafting time, I want to do a quick shout out. As of the filming of this video, I currently have 26 subscribers on YouTube. Yay! What I want to do is announce that I plan on doing a dollar store craft along giveaway if I reach 50 subscribers. So when I reach the big 50 subscribers to my YouTube channel, I have already started amassing a collection of dollar store craft along goodies that I will send out for free to one of those lucky 50 subscribers. So if you guys have any friends, anybody that you know that could benefit from my channel, or that just needs something new to do, likes crafting, is in recovery, and could use with a little crafting therapy, then please let them know about me. Let's work to hit 50, guys. I'm not asking for much. I'm not out here to be famous. I'm just trying to help whoever I can, and hopefully share some joy along the way, and a little bit of healing maybe. So, okay, for those of you that have watched the bandana bag, the shoulder bag video, we're actually going to be making a face mask out of the scraps from that bag and some elastic bands. I know elastic bands aren't extremely comfortable. Since I have not been wearing a face mask yet, I don't have any of the worries about the back of my ears. I'm sure that, you can do this same thing with cord, or you can make it so that they tie around the back of your head, whatever is more comfortable for you. Right now, it's just what I have in the house. And like I said, this is more of a spur of the moment, oh crap, I have to leave. I don't have anything to protect my face, and I don't want to catch the COVID kind of, like, oh crap, what do I have around my house that I can make a face mask out of? I have seen some of the craziest photos of things that people are wearing, and I've seen some people out. I work in retail, so I have seen some amazing things that people are wearing out in stores as face masks, and it's baffling to me. Some of the photos that I've seen is people like wearing sponges, and I don't understand how you breathe through a sponge. But sponges, like hats of different kinds, people wearing snorkels. I have seen in person, actually, people wearing like Halloween masks and crap like that. There is nothing safe about a Halloween mask unless you want to get me a plague mask. If I could wear a plague mask and fill the whole beak with herbs, you know what I'm talking about. I would rock the hell out of a plague mask. I'm sorry, because when else am I going to in my lifetime probably get a chance to wear it where it actually makes sense? I know. The other thing that I want to say is, if anybody feels that I sometimes am making light of this situation, believe me, I am not. I know people personally who have been affected by this. I know people who have lost family members. I myself right now am lucky enough where I and my fiance, even though we work on the front lines, we are still safe. Neither of us have any symptoms. As far as I know, I have no family or close friends that have been infected. But I do have, I've had coworkers who have lost family. It's not pretty. And if I do make a comment that seems a little bit lighthearted or like I'm poking fun, I am certainly not trying to downplay the harshness of this situation. humor is one way for me to get through really anxious situations. I am the type of person that when I get scared, I will laugh. You know, it's one of the ways that I stay sane is by having to crack a joke and having to crack a smile every now and again. I am not trying to downplay the seriousness, the severity of the situation that we are currently in as a people. I want to clarify that because I don't want anybody thinking that I'm making light of this situation. It's just a way that I keep myself in a nice mental state, is by sometimes you have to laugh about it. Sometimes you have to have a little bit of humor in order to just make it through the day and not curl up in a ball in fear in the corner. So that's all I'm doing. I really don't mean to offend anybody. If you've taken any offense to anything I said, I am sorry. It's just my way of dealing emotionally with the current atmosphere of our world. So that being said, stick right there. Don't move your butts. Grab a beverage, hang out, and let me show you how to make these really quick face masks. Hello there again. So we are back in the apothecary kitchen today, and I'm going to show you literally all I have right now on my bench. I have a bag of elastics that I got from the dollar store, multiple sizes, multiple colors, doesn't really matter. Pair of good scissors. I might end up using my kitchen scissors, but we're going to stick with these for now. These are my good crafting scissors. And then, like I said, if you go back and you watch the video that I did about the bandana bags. So we used 2 bandanas for the actual bag itself, and then we cut off the ends, the outside edges of 2 bandanas in order to make the strap. So this is what was left of the middle piece of that bandana. So this is what we're actually going to use to make our face mask today. So literally what I did in that video, if you go back and watch it, is right inside of this border detail is where I cut along the edges. So this is what I have left. And I did kind of test it out a little bit to make sure that the size was going to work. It seems like it's going to, so we're just going to stick with it. So what I'm going to do, because these edges are the cut edges, these ones will be frayed. And I don't want that part right up against my nose when I'm trying to breathe through it. So these are actually going to be the sides. So I'm going to fold this in half so that we have a double layer thickness of the bandana. And then, starting at the top, you ever remember making those paper fans in school where you fold back and forth, you accordion the paper? It's basically what we're going to do with this. I did see a video of a woman who actually made a really quick version of this out of a paper towel, and that's kind of what spurned this idea. So, or spurred this idea? Spurred, not spurned. So I'm going to fold it down. I'm probably doing about an inch. And then I'm going to flip it over, fold it back, flip and fold, flip and fold. Trying to keep them as even as possible. Flip and fold, flip and fold. So now I have our accordion folded piece of bandana. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up these real quick. So it looks like they're kind of color coded based on the size that they are. So I'm going to stick with the biggest ones for right now, which happen to be this really awesomely disgusting shade of yellow. So we're going to go with these. Again, this is more of an emergency situation. I'm not trying to get on a runway with my face mask. So, actually, I'm going to refold this real quick because it wasn't as even as I had it last time. Okay. So now what we're going to do. First, I'm just going to cut off, because you can see that these have, if you can see all this loveliness, you can see that there's a bunch of fraying there. So I'm just going to get rid of some of that. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold just a little bit. The fold only comes down to, again, my camera. I'm just folding it down this much. So like half an inch. And then I'm going to fold it back on itself just so that I can use my scissors to get in here. And you don't want to cut all the way through. I mean, you want to get through every layer, but you don't want to cut all the way through the edge of the bandana. So you might want to try it from both directions. Again, I'm just making this up as I go. Let's see, how far have I gotten? Now, I want to make this simple for you guys too. I was like, my fiance has a leather hole punch tool that I could totally use for this, but I want to make sure that I'm using stuff that's accessible to everybody. I know what I'm going to do. Since I've gotten through that whole top layer, that part that I folded over, I'm just going to open that up. And I'm just going to fold, because I've already cut through. So I've got all my slits up here that cut through that folded part. Now I see where the mark was on the inside. So now I'm going to do that. That's better. So let me just get my scissors through there. And now I'm going to fold that back over and match up the holes. I know this is probably a terrible video for you guys. I hope that you're getting the gist of what I'm trying to do here. Just trying to make, so I've got a hole now through that folded part. You can see I stuck my scissors through it. I don't know why there's no light over on that portion of my counter. See, I just stuck my scissors through that because the goal here is I'm going to fold up one of the ends of my elastic. I'm going to try to get that through all these layers of bandana. I see her. This was going to be way easier and quicker than I thought this was going to be way easier and quicker than it really is. I didn't think this one through all the way. It's okay. This is sometimes half the fun of crafting, is just figuring it out. Okay, cool. So I got my elastic through that hole. Now I'm going to take one end and feed it through the loop on the other side. And then I'm going to tighten. So now I have one side of my mask done. Now, I'm just going to go through and fix my pleats up a little bit. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. And hopefully, I can make this side less ugly. Not aesthetically, just the fact that I'm not really making a great video for you guys. I hope you'll forgive me. Oh goodness, pleats. It's like I need one extra hand. Isn't that always the way? Oh, if you have pins, pin them. I have pins. I don't have them out though, so I'm not going to go and get them. I'm just going to suffer. Okay. So, I'm trying to make them as even as possible because when you're cutting that sideways hole with your scissors, I just don't want to I just don't want to end up cutting through a big piece of... Okay. Move back a little bit. So again, folding about a 1/2 inch and then folding it back on itself. Yeah, there is not a lot of pleat there at all. Good Lord. You know what? It'll go through it. Enough layers to make it work. I'm not trying to get fancy here. I'm trying to be protected. So we'll get through there. And then open that fold back up now that we have a mark on the inside. Cut through our layers there. Good. We've got a hole all the way through. Use your scissors, fold it back over, and use your scissors as a guide to get through both holes. Take your elastic. I'm feeding my elastic through on the inside of the mask. Oh yeah, this side went way better. So feed your elastic through. Put one loop inside the other and pull to tighten. Now, if everything works out, this will be my face mask. So let me set back up in the living room and we'll see if this worked. Okay, so that was almost an 11-minute instruction, and that was me having never done this before. So, and just trying to throw something together, again, on the spur of the moment. So, let's see. So again, we've got our pleated bandana that we folded the edge over a little bit, and we made the holes, and it looks like I cut all the way through on part of it. But again, there are so many layers of this that that's okay. Fed an elastic through, looped it, and I did that on both sides. Feels pretty secure. And again, I mean, I still have another section of bandana that if this one doesn't end up working out, I can try it again. Again, if you, what would have made it easier? Again, a leather hole punch, or if you have an awl, if you have any other sort of hole punching tool. If you have like a tool for inserting eyelets, sometimes they have one section of the tool where you actually punch out a hole of the fabric. That would work. Any other kind, or I mean, again, I just use my scissors and just messily folded and it works. You know, again, this isn't for, it's just for an emergency purpose. It's just if you have to go out of your house. I suggest you don't leave your house. But if you have to, here is something that you can make in less than 11 minutes and put on your face, which is what I'm going to do right now and see if it works. So the parts that are folded in, that's going to be the inside. I'm just going to put this here. And, yeah, I would say that that worked out pretty well. I would rock this at work. And for those of you, for my family members that can only read lips, haha, because I know there's one of you that watches my videos and now you can't see what I'm saying. So yeah, I mean, I could see where the elastic would probably get a little obnoxious after a while, but I can change that to cord. But the fact is, it works. It works, guys. And if you have to leave your house, this is a super easy way to make sure that you can leave your house. And I mean, I would say that it's washable, but I wouldn't bother because the elastics would probably, will just fray. It'll fray to death. You could wash it in the sink. That is for certain. You could definitely put some antibacterial soap on it, wash it up in the sink, let it dry, so they are also reusable. Again, I saw a woman making these out of paper towels. Paper towels are kind of hard to come by right now. I was just at the dollar store though, and there was one lonely roll of paper towels, the exact kind that I get, that was sitting there on the shelf. So I snatched that up because I was running low. But other than, I saw a woman making these out of paper towels. They can be made out of paper towels. Are these something that I would necessarily donate? Probably not without a little bit more refining. But is it good for me for having to go to work and leave the house and feel that I at least have a little bit of respiratory protection? Sure, I will take this as PPE. And like I said, 11 minutes down, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. I am actually super pleased that this worked out the way that it did. And like I said, because it's pleated, you can mess with it and make it fit. And if it breaks, I can make another one because they're bandanas from the dollar store, which when I was at the dollar store today, there were no more bandanas left. So I'm glad that I stocked up on these as a crafting item, figuring I'd probably make a bunch of videos out of them. So yeah, I hope that helps, and I hope it works for you. And if you need to make something, here you go. I know that there are a lot of fancier versions out there right now of face masks, sewing and adding lining. And if you guys are making them for, if anybody's making masks and you guys are making them like for the hospitals or for first responders, go to the Facebook page and please post pictures of what you're doing. I love what people are doing out there right now to help out all of our people on the front lines and our first responders. It's amazing to me. And if you guys are working on donations for that kind of thing, please share pictures of it. Show us how you did it. If you have simple versions or really nice, I mean, I know a very good friend of mine is working on making them, and she's got like pipe cleaners in there to fit for the nose, and she's making some amazing stuff. And giving back can be, especially right now, that we are, as people in recovery that have to social distance ourselves, which can be very, very trying. Sometimes one of the best things that we can do to help keep ourselves healing is by helping in any way that we possibly can. I know that there are a lot of people out there giving blood. There are a lot of people donating their time and energy. I know people who are volunteering for Meals on Wheels, that kind of thing, helping out the community wherever they can. And this is the perfect time to be able to do that. It's, you know, people's fears are starting to make them nasty. And I've seen that get worse and worse as time goes on. I know that people are cooped up and they're tired of being at home, and people are just getting nasty. And we as people in recovery, again, whether it's drugs and alcohol, mental health, whether you're just bedridden and you can't, we have to, sometimes the best feeling that we can get is by doing things for other people and not being self-serving. Part of what I get out of this is by not being self-serving. I'm trying to share some inspiration with all of you and share my story in hopes that it can make things a little bit easier on you, and that maybe you can identify with me and associate with my story, and realize that there is a light on the other end of that tunnel, and there may be a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. So stick in there, stick with me. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the video, or please leave them in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, hit all the buttons, do all the things. You guys know the drill. I love you all. Stay safe, and I will see you all next week. Mwah.